Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah. Like I'm Sonny Crockett. Play with me, that's a risk.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on the road, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. What is going on, Mafia? We got an amazing show for you tonight. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin as it's kind of just sitting where it was yesterday. But we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. I want to go over some things that have changed on the charts. Are we going to get this continued little bounce to the upside, or are we still going to remain stuck in our range? To be honest, there's not really too much to update here, but we will cover all the price action and the key levels that I'm looking at, as well as go over some local scalp trades that have been taken with the premium Discord that have low-key been slapping like crazy. One of them we were actually talking about on last night's live stream. But buckle up, guys. It's going to be an awesome live stream. Thank you all for tuning in. Yeah, I feel like we have some housekeeping to do, but I might just be mistaken. We had a lot of announcements yesterday, so I feel like I'm missing something. But yeah, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, guys. We'll check out the altcoins as well. Might be a little bit of a shorter stream just because there's not really too much to cover. But those altcoins always keep us busy, and you guys know every time we do a short stream, we wind up going for about 2 hours. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and say what's up to the Candle Mafia. Before we jump into it, don't forget to smash that like button, guys. Every 100 likes we get gets you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto on tomorrow night's live stream. We will be doing a pretty big giveaway tomorrow, guys, as we have 2 weeks of live stream giveaways to do in one day. So we're going to be giving all those away tomorrow. And as always, if we get 850 likes, at least as always, as I've been saying this recently, if we get 850 likes on tonight's live stream, I will be giving away $100 in XRP to one lucky Candle Mafia member tonight. So smash up that like stream. Smash up that live stream if you guys want some free XRP or some extra crypto giveaways tomorrow. And let's go ahead and say what's up to the Mafia before we jump on into the charts. Shout out to Andy Lee. What is going on? We got Bitcoin Stew in the chat. What is going on, bro? Thank you for tuning in. We got Cuz I Can Bump It or Koozie Can Bump It in the chat. What is going on, bro? I got the Aztec King Cactus Moss Water. I got to get one of those koozies. Shout out to Wolfman Ain't My Crypto. But guys, shout out to Andy Lee. Shout out to Cali Crypto Dude. Shout out to Metabytes. Servando Estrada in the chat. Paper Planes. What is going on, Paper Planes? Good to see you. Said, yo, smash that like button. Bing bong. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for saying that. Paper Planes said it, not me, guys. So he wants you to hit the like button. I don't really care, but you know, Paper Planes said he wants you to hit it. But yeah, we got Pressure Drop in the house. What is going on? Alpha Vision, French Toaster. What is going on, bro? Thank you for tuning in. And shout out to Al Jr. And last but not least, shout out to Good Egg NFT, says Goat G. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. And thank you for smashing the like button to those of you who already hit it. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. And let's figure out if we could figure out where this thing's going to go one more time. So here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin chart. And like I said, there's really not that much going on here. Now, like I said, I'm going to cover a little bit of these little scalp trades that we've been taking. As you know, yesterday I was in a position. I am still in the position. Last night we locked in some profit on this little scalp long from this golden pocket up to the value area high. We locked in that profit live on stream last night. That was super fun. Let's see if we can get that to pop up. Where is that long position? Is it this one? And that's not that one. We'll find it here eventually. Is it this one? No, we just clicked that one. I'll just draw a new position here. But yeah, we were long from it, this golden pocket. I don't know why I said were. I am still in this position. Looking for this to ride up to the value area high, and then we hit that TP live on stream last night, guys. And I asked the Mafia what I should do with the profits. I said, should I lock some in? Should I just YOLO it and hold it for the content? Should I close the whole trade? Should I take partial profits? What should we do? And the consensus was, and I'm very proud, very proud Frankie Candles here, as the Mafia told me to lock in partial profits and move my stop loss into profit, which is exactly what I did. So we took about $850 profit on this. Stop loss is up in profit. I'm not sure exactly where, apparently somewhere below here. So that is still in play, guaranteed winning trade. And then last night in the premium live stream, just before I went to sleep, we put a fire short setup in the Discord. That wound up playing out almost fully overnight. Unfortunately, though, I went to sleep, moved my stop loss to my entry, and I got stopped out at break even. But it did wind up playing out, which is pretty nice for the kitchen, or the premium Discord, as I like to call it. Well, I actually call it the kitchen. But shout out to the premium Discord. And then today we were in another little scalp position. And like I said, guys, or not like I said, but like we often talk about, you don't need these. You don't always have to catch these gigantic moves. There is plenty of money to be made, as you guys know. Obviously, we just talked about this. 850 locked in on this move. Then we took that short, broke out, got stopped out at break even, and now I am currently in this scalp long from a bounce off of a local golden pocket 786 retracement level from right here. So plenty of money to be had in these markets, which is the beauty of being a trader, because when things are boring and just kind of going sideways like we're seeing, there is plenty of money to be made, and I will go over those trades and we'll touch on them briefly today. But for the most part, guys, the general sentiment on Bitcoin, I'm going to do some, just typical top-down analysis here. I'm going to go ahead and hide that TA, come on up to the weekly, pull up Market Cypher, and let's go ahead and break down what we're seeing here, right? So as of right now, our weekly VWAP, not really much to take away from here. Money flow is, technically trending to the downside. VWAP just sitting below that zero line, just really not enough information, or not really directional enough here to take anything solid away from this time frame. So let's keep on moving down to the 6-day. Starting to get a little curve up there on the 6-day. Your 5-day, still nothing really to take away from here. Your 4-day, though, look at this money flow coming up on your 4-day, not looking too bad. Take a look at the 3-day. Green dot confirmed. 2-day, potentially looking for a red dot. And as you guys know, we've been talking about how the indicators have been slightly chopped up recently, which is kind of why I am relying mostly on the key levels and the price action right now. But moving on down to the daily, we were printing that red dot yesterday with our 90-minute money flow crossover, which, as you know, is typically a pretty bearish sign, and we wound up not confirming that red dot. And this is why, guys, you do not want to front-run signals, because last night we had the red dot printing on the daily with our 90-minute money flow crossing over into the red. And if you guys remember, we were talking about the next 90-minute red dot and money flow crossover into the red being the thing that was going to likely start that next move to the downside, and that actually did wind up being what we saw here when you see the money flow crossover occurring. Whoops, I'm hiding the TA there. That's why that won't show up. But you can see you do get that money flow crossover right here, and that indeed was the thing that started the move to the downside. However, this is not why I put the short setup in the premium Discord last night. That almost played out fully here. This actually was only a confirmation. There were actually some other specific things I was looking at to call for that move to the downside, but that 90-minute money flow crossover did wind up being the thing that gave us that next little move down. But because that daily red dot did not print, or confirm, I should say, we didn't really get that big of a move, right? If we got that daily red dot to confirm at the same time as that 90-minute money flow crossover and red dot, likely we would have seen a much bigger move down. But simply put, we did not confirm that signal. As you can see, we just got a little bit of support on that zero line, printing no red dot. So again, just to add, more murkiness to the water here, we're just getting, chopped up signals on the VWAP, and this is simply just a case of a choppy market, guys. Any indicator that you're looking at, at times is not going to be able to, they're going to get confused at some point, right? Like, you're going to get mixed signals on any indicator that you're looking at. So this is not, this is not that there's anything wrong with Market Cypher. It's just the market that we're in right now is pretty choppy. And then obviously, as you guys know, the 16-hour money flow crossover into the red did occur, right? This is another one of those bearish puzzle pieces that we were looking at yesterday with the 16-hour and that 12-hour money flow crossing over into the red. This is more of a bearish sign, right? Remember, the money flow indicates the longer-term trend. We talk about this every single day, and this is kind of why I am still keeping an open mind towards that potential bearish situation, right? As we test that value area high once again, are we simply going to get stuck underneath that value area high? Which this kind of brings me to the current price action right now and how I'm handling things at the moment. And simply put, when you're not at a value area low where you can look for that bigger trade to the high of the range, or you're above that value area high looking for the bigger move down to the low of the range, simply put, guys, we are going to scalp the absolute heck out of this thing, making money on every little zigzag this market makes. But with that being said, in the grand scheme of things, guys, we are simply just still within our volume profile here, and until we get a breakout of this volume profile and flip that value area high to support, I am not going to be expecting much of a bigger move up. And then, in that same fashion, typically, traditionally looking at this volume profile, what you would expect here is a, deviation above the high, acceptance back into your range. And at this point, this is where you would start to look for a move down to that POC and then that value area low. And this is still on the table, right? Now, it doesn't, and I want to be very clear, right? Like, this bearish move is on the table. However, I am in a long position, right? I am actually in all long positions. As I just mentioned, I got stopped out of that scalp short last night at break even. So, it wasn't really, it's very hard, right? And the more this new bull market starts to kick off and the newer people that we get, the more new people we get in here, it's going to become harder and harder for me to express the actual sentiment of the market because, again, like we are, the 12 and the 16 hour are binarily bearish, right? This would be a kind of a medium to longer term bearish signal for a general continued downtrend, right? But I'm in mostly longs, right? And it's not just because I'm a liar and I'm saying I'm bearish and I'm in all longs secretly. It's just simply because I have a very specific trading plan, right? And with that being said, I am going to be looking for shorts, right? Because right now I'm in all longs. I am so heavily hedged on the long side that if we get a move down, I have no way to gain on it because I'm in no short positions, right? I was kind of hoping I didn't get stopped out of my short from last night and I would have a pretty nice position right now. But that's not the case, obviously. Got stopped out at break even. But, technically, based off the volume profiles, you would be expecting to, reject off this value area high as long as we remain under this level. We would expect that POC and the value area low. And I will say this. Although we have the bearish signals on the higher time frames, right? The 12-hour money flow crossover into the green, 16-hour money flow into the red, 16-hour money flow crossover into the red. With that, I mean, although we did not print that red dot on the daily, this VWAP is still looking pretty bearish, right? This could easily flop back over and give us a red dot. Money flow is also coming out here. So the bearish signals are there to come back down to the bottom of the range. And on the flip side, I want to say that there is also really bullish signals as well. But I will say this, the bearish signals as far as market cipher B goes, the bearish signals are overpowering the bullish signals, in my own personal opinion, right? VWAP coming down on the daily with money flow coming out locally and regionally. And what I mean by that is you can see money flow is not only trending down locally here, but also trending down over time with our high here and a lower high here. And over time, money flow is leaving the asset. This is typically indicative of a cool-off or a potential down move to the downside to come in. Shout out to Boots. What is going on, bro? Thank you for that super chat. He said, Frankie, you need to stop sending me DMs. Not cool. Shout out to Boots. Boots, do not click those links. Do not send that guy money. I don't know who that guy is, but he's for sure a scammer. Shout out to Boots. I assume he knows and understands. He said 120 likes. No way. Going back to bed. Shout out to Boots. Smash that like button, guys, so we could keep Boots up all night with this fire TA. Shout out to Boots, bro. Thank you for the super chat. And please be careful of the scammers, guys. I can't say that enough. I should make it a part of my stream to say in the beginning of the stream, please, for the love of God, do not click any links. If you see someone reach out to you using my name and my face, please, for the love of God, do not interact with them. I will never reach out to you and ask for money. The only time I will reach out to you is if I'm looking for a physical address to send you money, right? Or merch, or a wallet address, not a seed phrase, a wallet address to send you giveaway winnings, right? That's the only thing I'll ever do. I will never ask you for money, so be careful. I will never trade for you. I will never ask you to fund an account so I can trade it for you. Those are all scams. Please, for the love of God, do not do that. Protect yourself, and we do not want the mafia getting robbed. So anyway, continuing on. Shout out to Boots. Thank you for saying that, brother. I appreciate you. Shout out to Goldavelli says, don't act like it wasn't you sliding into my DMs, Frankie. Shout out to you, bro. I mean, I'm not going to say I'll never DM you, right? But just know that when I DM you, I will simply be like, hey, what's up, bro? Check out Bitcoin. Looking bullish, looking bearish. I will never ask you for money or anything like that. But I do, I will, I will answer a DM. Very rarely will I just reach out and DM you randomly. And if I do, I definitely won't ask for money. So keep that in mind. But for the most part, guys, kind of just chilling here. To be honest, like we've had a pretty good week trading here in the premium Discord, just getting those scalps. The setups are just absolutely slapping. And I'm just not forcing anything, right? I'm not necessarily trying to predict that next gigantic move. As you guys know, my sentiment for the most part in the long term is bullish, but understand that, even if we get a move all the way down to this value area low or even down to this weekly naked point of control at about 64K, like I am still bullish in the long term. So when I say I'm bullish or I'm bearish, these are typically in the longer term, right? This is a longer term outlook rather than the scalps, right? This is, I think, where a lot of people get confused, right? We might have a thumbnail that says, oh my God, be careful, Bitcoin's dangerous. And then, I'm in a long position and people are like, what the heck? This guy said he was bearish yesterday. Now he's in a long. That doesn't necessarily match up, right? I am a scalper. I could be on a long position on the 1 minute and it has nothing to do with my longer term sentiment, right? So keep that in mind. But for the most part, guys, I'm not forcing anything. I am taking the setups as they come, hitting them from the lows, hitting them from the highs, scalping these tiny little bounces. And, when I get a strong signal to short, I will take the short here, looking for a move down to the low. And then, for the next big long position or significant long position, I wouldn't really be interested until we come back down to the bottom of this range. But as of right now, guys, I'm just waiting for this range to resolve itself, right? Are we going to get the breakout, hold this as support, and go for the highs? Or are we going to simply get stuck underneath and go to the lows? I'll say, looking at the indicators, looking at Market Cypher, I will say it does look a little bit more likely that we will probably get a more of a move to the downside. But I say that in longs, right? So I am prepared. If we get a move up, I am going to profit, right? So keep that in mind. I'm not just betting the farm on a move to the downside. But I will say, just based from a technical perspective, we have to understand that the money flow on the 16-hour, right, flowing to the downside, the 12-hour flowing to the downside. I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but these signals are here. Red dot on the 8-hour with our 30-minute money flow starting to come out. But other than that, guys, I am simply just waiting for this to resolve itself, catching those scalps. And like I said, we talk about this time and time again on the live stream, guys. When you are looking at the charts and you're looking to trade using the volume profiles, typically, now granted, this specific situation from last night, I got stopped out at break even, but we did have a short position from up here as we did get the confirmations at the value area high. I put that, let me see if I have the, let me pull up my face cam real quick here. I will pull up the premium Discord. I just don't want to leak anything that is super secret or anything like that. But I will go ahead and pull this up really quickly. Bada boom, and then we can share the screen once again, right? So yesterday in the Discord, I dropped this in there as we were getting some confirmation to go short at this level. This did wind up almost playing out in full. I don't know if it actually hit the final TP, 69,457. Let's see. Yeah, so 69.5. Like, we almost came down to the final TP, but that did play out absolutely beautifully. But I got stopped out at break even, right? I got in here, and then we were in profit, and I was about to go to bed, and I was like, you know what? I already got the long position with our profit locked in from the live stream last night, and if we, that was a guaranteed winning trade, caught the short right before bed, put my stop loss at break even, and said, hey, whether we pump or dump, I am cashing out now. And I woke up, and of course, price just came up and wicked me out at break even. I should have just left my stop loss where it was. It would have missed my stop loss by like $1. But again, you cannot, it's better than losing money, right? This is why risk management's very important. But my idea there would be like, hey, at that point, once I was in that short position, if I did not get stopped out at break even, I would have been in a really cushy position, right? Because then it would not matter to me if we yeeted to the upside or absolutely nuked, because whatever happened, I would have made money on. But unfortunately, now I'm in a situation where if I do want to get into a short, I'm going to have to find a new entry. But other than that, guys, in the medium term, this is still the range that I'm looking at, right? Now, understand, we never came down to hit this POC at $67,000. We front ran it, which oftentimes, if we were going to get a big breakout of this range and come up to much higher prices, typically you will test that POC, and we simply did not do that here, so it does make me suspicious. That, on top of the fact that we're still below that value area high, it does make me suspicious of a move to the downside, and that's not to mention the bearish signs that we just went over on Market Cypher B. So the charts are potentially pointing to a bigger move to the downside in the medium term. But again, I am putting more weight on the level. So it's an if this, then that statement for me. If we get above this level, I will simply hold my longs and make money. If we come back up and get some bearish confirmations, I will take another short, potentially after the stream tonight. If I can find a setup, I will take it with the premium Discord to try to get in if we are going to get that move down to the bottom of the range. But other than that, guys, I was talking to Tony D earlier today, just saying, I hope that we are not in for another horrifically boring situation on Bitcoin. Yeah, shout out to David. No, don't say it, David. Mrs. Candles, come over here. Tell David not to say what he just said. David just said Bitcoin's going sideways for the next few weeks. I hope not. For the love of God, I was talking to Tony D about this before, and I was saying, I hope we are not in for another super, super boring week of Bitcoin, or next couple weeks of boring Bitcoin price action. Oh, she's trying to break. She's saying, Thank you, brother. Anyway, shout out to Mrs. Candles. There's the Mrs. Candles hands in the chat. Let's go. But yeah, I was talking to Tony D saying, I hope we're not in for another like super boring sideways action for the next few weeks on Bitcoin, because that would be absolutely brutal for the content. However, as you guys know, that's usually when the premium Discord's really popping, when we're going sideways, just absolutely murking these sideways ranges. But other than that, guys, just sitting on the hands, we're still within our range. And I just want to point this out, guys. If you watch the live stream every single day, I do just want to point out, we don't put the trade setups in here, obviously, or the confirmations. But when we talk about these volume profiles, like everybody knows, we're looking for shorts at the highs here. And, if you study the techniques that we teach here on the YouTube channel, on the live streams, in the tutorials, especially if you're watching the tutorials and you're learning from them, there is enough free information on this YouTube channel between the live streams, the tutorials, and the free Discord, all this stuff. If you're talking to the community, there's enough stuff here, right, to be able to find some pretty saucy positions, with or without actual trade setups or confirmation. So, there you go. That is basically my plan on Bitcoin. I really hope we're not in for some super sideways action. It'd be super boring, and I'm not into that. We want those exciting, explosive moves on Bitcoin. But anyway, shout out to, let's go. Shout out to Tana Montana. Shout out to you. Said, Sketch made it on Frankie Candles. Wow. Thank you, brother. Sorry for cussing. Anyway, shout out to Sketch. That guy is taking over the internet. And I felt like I was the only person who got the joke a few weeks ago, but now I feel like everybody probably gets the joke. If you don't know who I'm talking about, go ahead and search Sketch on TikTok or something. He's the man. And I love watching people like him become famous, because those are the right people to make famous. He's a super cool guy. But anyway, he seems like he should be looking at the charts with us. But no, he's the man. But anyway, let's see. Let's see. Okay, shout out to Bad Axe. Says, for people thinking about premium Discord, there are many apprentice wizards in there, and very helpful, who are very helpful also. Add Frankie to that, and it's a must to me. They're also very entertaining. Shout out to Bad Axe. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, and like I said, guys, if you are not ready to pull the trigger on something like a premium Discord or a premium trading group or something like that, I always say this, hop on into our dining room. Hop on into our dining room here. I got to check those notifications. But yeah, hop on into the dining room, guys, where we do put one weekly premium TA post per week. And this was one we showed yesterday. This setup wound up playing out from that value area low all the way up to that value area high. So when I say there's tons of free education and free, like, even trade setups, you got one per week. We do this every day in the Discord, the premium Discord. But in that dining room, guys, you look at one premium TA post or trade setup a week. So if you're looking to like test out the waters, like what is the premium Discord like, go get in the dining room. It's like no strings attached. You just have to sign up with one of our exchange affiliates, which will likely save you money anyway. And then you can use those trade setups to potentially learn and then trade on the exchange. So there you go. And then if you like it and you find out you want to do it every day and you want to learn a little bit more and take your trading career, I guess. It wouldn't be a career until you were successful, I guess. But if you want to take your trading journey seriously and take it to the next level, then you could at least taste the waters or test the waters before actually paying to get into the premium, which leads me to this. If you guys do sign up for the premium, I do recommend that you do not sign up on an iOS or Android app because those app stores will charge you a premium. We have no control over that, so if you want to sign up for the premium Discord, definitely go through the site or use the link in the description or the links that they put in the chat on the live streams because those will save you money. If you go through the apps, Apple or Google will charge you extra so they could get their cut. They got to take their piece, right? So they just add on top of our price. So if you want to save a little bit of extra money, definitely go through one of our links. Don't use the apps. They charge you a premium, and we just learned that today. Tony told me to make an announcement about it to save you guys money, and here we are. So anyway, with all that being said, let's see. Shout out to Steve M. Said, Frankie, how often do you donate super chats to the mods? I try to make it every show, but life happens. I feel you, bro. Shout out to Steve. Shout out to Steve. If you get it, you get it. Is there any schedule like weekly or Fridays? Steve, no, not really. That was like the first time we had ever done that. It was kind of just like an idea me and Tony had. It was just a random 2 days. So no exact schedule, but I was actually talking to Captain Kirk I think it was Captain I was talking to. It really is crazy. It's like, I think we broke our live live stream revenue records on both of those days, and all we had to do was tell the community that we were giving it to the mods. And like that's the type of community we have. It's like that is the best incentive. And then obviously we actually just sent that money over to them. So shout out to them. They thanked me, and I was like, don't thank me, thank the Mafia. They did it, not me. So I'm happy to help out in any way I can. But it really is crazy. It's like we decide to give the money to the mods, and then we start breaking records. It just goes to show the type of people we have in our community. And I feel super blessed to have you guys. And I know the mods are super appreciative of you guys as well. And speaking of the mods, guys, show them some love in the chat right now. But with all that being said, special stream for BTC Halving Day. Shout out to Dylan. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we are only a few days away. Yeah, maybe we should. Do we know what day it's going to fall on? Is it a weekday? Let me know. But yeah, I'd be down to do that for sure. But yeah, guys, with all that being said, like really not much going on Bitcoin here. So if you want to see the altcoins, go ahead and drop them in the chat. We'll go through some of the altcoins, drop some knowledge, and then yeah, we'll drop some TA on those, and then we'll go ahead and yeah, I mean, we may actually be able to do a short stream tonight. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. The 20th. Okay, yeah. Oh, of course it's on the 20th. Guys, before we move on to the altcoins, let me just break something down for you. If you do not believe that Bitcoin is the memeiest of meme assets, like how much sense does this make, guys? Bitcoin's all-time high. Bitcoin's all-time high. Where are we? I'm looking up at the 69,000. Actually, let's not go to the Bybit chart. Let's go to the Bitstamp chart so we can get spot prices here. All-time high on Bitcoin. I want you guys. I want you guys to look at this H up here, right? Look at the all-time high. 69K even. That is 69,000, not $69,001. 69K. Absolutely insane, right? If that's not a meme, I don't know what is, right? And now the halving is happening on 420. I guess there was really nothing funny about this all-time high. It was almost 20K. But yeah, I mean, it really is crazy. Like, I feel like every time Bitcoin does something, it is like according to a meme. So that makes a lot of sense. And 420 is a, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Yeah, I think we probably could do something fun on that day. Does anybody know? Is it a weekend, a weekday? Let's see. Mods are overrated. Shout out to Mark Dutch. I only read that because I thought you said underrated until it came out of my mouth. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to Mark Dutch, man. Shout out to Dylan. I'm not going to be able to do that. But shout out to you, bro. You guys are welcome to do whatever you want on the other side of that screen. That is for sure. Not my thing, but yeah, I mean, hey. Let's see. It looks like it changed to 419 a Friday. Okay, well, heck. I mean, even on a Saturday, maybe we will do it. Also, guys, if I'm going to open up the Q&A real quick before we take a look at the altcoins, I need your input on something. This is very important. We are a little bit behind on our pre-recorded videos, and the reason for that is because why can't I open a Q&A? Oh, there we go. So what videos? Let's see. I need some video ideas. What do you guys want to see for Sunday Sauce? Because we don't have our typical pre-recorded videos. Tony was out of town the other week. I was supposed to record a couple things. I missed the deadline on those. So we are short for a video on Sunday, and I just opened up the AMA, guys. If you have any ideas or you want to learn something or you want me to reiterate something or explain something more in detail or there's something that you are missing in your trading that you think I can help you out with, let me know in the Q&A, and I will pick from there. If there's any good ideas, then I will pick from that list, and maybe we'll make the maybe we'll make one of the videos from the Q&A. So definitely let me know what you guys want to see, because I don't want to make content if you guys don't want to watch it, and if you want to watch it, I definitely want to double down on that content. So definitely answer that Q&A if you guys can. And then shout out to Elionic, said Lambo giveaway. I mean, maybe not right this second, but don't tempt me with a good time. I'm sure giving away a car is an absolute nightmare, like tax-wise and like legally and like all that weird official stuff. But doing a Lambo giveaway would be pretty fire. Shout out to Wick589. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Guys, don't forget, did we get the... oh yeah, we got, okay, altcoins are in and being counted. Again, guys, spam those altcoins if you want to see your favorite altcoin right now. Shout out to Wick589. Thank you for the super chat. Said, do your taxes. If you're owed a refund, you're basically giving the U.S. government an interest-free loan. Shout out to Wick589 with a friendly reminder to do your dang taxes, guys. I pay mine, and so should you. And other than that, I can't give you any tax advice because I'm not a tax professional. Please contact an actual accountant. But shout out to Wick589. Thank you for the super chat, bro. And you just reminded me, I got to do my taxes. Shout out to you, bro. But let's see. Bada boom. Shout out to Tony D. Said, I'll take top 4 suggestions in the AMA and make a poll. Shout out to Tony D. You are the GOAT. All right, let's go ahead and, shout out to Golden Child. That is savage, bro. That is absolutely savage. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on and take a look at Ethereum or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. But first off, guys, we got to shout out Golden for gifting those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Absolutely insane. Golden, the GOAT, dropping those 50 memberships, bro. Thank you so much, Golden. I love you dearly from the bottom of my heart. Let's see those golden that golden waterfalls, guys. They're golden waterfalls. We don't do showers over here. We don't do baths. We just do golden waterfalls. Drop them in the chat if you got them. And without further ado, let's go ahead. In honor of Golden, check out Ethereum or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. So, real quick, guys, before we do that, I just do want to let me just pull this up, right? So still in the long position from yesterday. This is the obviously the trade that we locked in last night. We were up $1,200. Mafia told me, hey, lock in partial profits, move your stop loss into profit. We did indeed do that. And then, we still have part of this open, up 26%, 205 in unrealized profit. If we pump, this will continue to pay me out. If we dump, I'll get stopped out, make an extra $100 on top of that $850, and then that would be, not too bad money for yesterday. And then the other little scalp that I'm in right now has not played out too much just yet. It's a little bit of a smaller scalp, up about 9%. So I am still in this position as well as the trade that I got stopped out of last night. So a lot of little scalp setups have been popping up recently. Shout out to Retro Mike. Thank you for the super chat. Said Mark says, Lambos are overrated as mods. Give away a Maserati instead. Totally not biased or anything. Shout out to Retro Mike and Mark Dutch. I will say this, guys. I don't know. McLaren might have won me over as a car fanboy. I used to be, Lamborghini is the supercar, right? It's like the known supercar. And it has always been my dream to own a Lamborghini, right? But I will say, I feel like I don't want anyone to take this out of context. It doesn't feel like everybody has a Lamborghini. Obviously, not a lot of people own Lamborghinis due to, compared to the regular public. But out of the people who own supercars, I feel like the Lamborghini is the Honda Civic of supercars for 2 reasons. Number one, they're very common, right? Like a lot of people who can afford supercars, most of them buy Lamborghinis. And number two, Lamborghinis are just super reliable. They're very well built, and you can beat the heck out of them. You can soup them up. You can turbo. You can throw turbos on them, and they're very reliable. So I'm not using Honda Civic as a bad thing. They're amazing cars, but I just feel like everybody has them. But the McLaren 600 LT, I don't know. I feel like less people have those, and it is pretty crazy looking. I don't know. This as a car enthusiast, the 600 LT has really started to creep up on that list of favorite cars, and it's nearing the Lamborghini. I'm not gonna lie. 600 LTs are absolutely fire. But anyway, yeah, GTRs. I mean, the GTR is like the supercar, right? It's like the car that the supercar owners envy. Right? I feel like the GTR is just the goated car overall of all car people. Like, you can't not like a GTR, right? Maybe not as fancy looking as a Lamborghini, but we all know when you see a GTR pull up next to you, you probably don't want to race it, especially if it's whistling. Anyway, let's continue on here. Shout out to the GTRs out there. One of my other dream cars, favorite cars, I should say. But anyway, let's take a look at Ethereum here, guys. Pull up our TA, and as you guys know, oh yeah, we made this note yesterday. Did this wind up playing out? It did on Bitcoin. Did this play out on Ethereum? I don't know. I kind of feel like we're freeballing this live stream right now, guys, because it's kind of dead. It's kind of dead price action, sideways, kind of boring. Kind of like it. It's a little bit freestyled. But yeah, let's see. 90-minute money flow crossover never happened. So I guess this is still technically in play here, as we have not gotten the crossover into the red yet. Do we have the red dot? Probably not. Yeah, we don't have the red dot either. So this could still be in play here, guys. I would be careful. If we wind up randomly printing this red dot on the daily and we get that 90-minute money flow to cross over into the red, that might be the start of the bigger move down. Now, taking a look at the 4-hour, VWAP rolling back to the potentially curving back up here. Red dot printing. Red dot confirmed. Yeah, I mean, this is almost as boring as Bitcoin, right? Like, nothing really happened. We're just kind of in the same spot we were yesterday, which is very sketchily, shout out to Sketch, very sketchily sitting on top of that POC. Just like, oh, slipped it, back up. Okay, are we going to hold it? The value area would say we've already tapped the high. as we hit this POC, we're likely to lose it, to be honest, and then get a move down to the value area low. Now, that is based off the volume profile theory, which doesn't hit all the time, doesn't hit 100% of the time, but hits dang near 70 to 80% of the time, maybe even 90 to 95% of the time. So, yeah, I mean, we lose this key level of support. We lose this POC. Very likely we will start the journey down to the value area low. And then, yeah, and the key level of resistance remains exactly the same. There's like literally almost nothing to talk about here on Ethereum from yesterday. It's in the exact same position. Bearish case would be the 90-minute money flow crossover, which, again, was the exact same situation as yesterday. 4-hour. Potentially looking for a green dot soon. 2-hour looking for a green dot soon as well. But money flow is something I cannot unsee. Money flow is coming out on the 2-hour. Kind of flat on the 4-hour. 12 and 16-hour is in the red, as we know. We looked at this yesterday. We're 16-hour red dot printing. Yeah, just kind of boring. I mean, which is probably indicative of potential sideways action, right? So I'm kind of leaning sideways bearish for the most part, to be quite honest. So there you go. And I don't mean like sideways bearish as in like if we got to pump back up to the value area high, it's not like that does not really going to change anything, right? It's just like a small local move. Really the bearishness for me comes on the money flow, right? On not only the higher time frames, but also some of the lower time frames, such as the 2-hour, right? 90-minute, right? 45-minute. I mean, back in the green, but we got a red dot. Yeah, things are just chopped up and wonked. Not a big fan of this market right now. Other than the scalps, like for a trader, right? Like for a trader, this is kind of a dream, right? You're just getting ups and downs. As long as there's clear signals, plenty of money to be had. But as far as like trying to call for a big move or something, like I would have to lean sideways bearish. So I would either anticipate, and by sideways bearish, this is what I mean. Something like this, right? Sideways could come back up here, right? This is what I would consider sideways, right? Because a lot of people will be like, oh my God, it pumped and you were bearish. Like, no, I'm still bearish even if it comes up here. So I would consider this like sideways, right? Bearish. And if the bearish case plays out, I would be looking down towards the value area low. Simply put, same thing we were looking at yesterday. Really not my favorite market. As far as content, I mean, this is a pretty boring market. Lambos are nice, but I'd rather have a Bugatti. Shout out to Shadow. I might get some pushback here. I'm not the biggest fan of Bugattis. Like fast, sure. Amazing piece of engineering feat, sure. I'm not a big fan. I don't know. I mean, they look great. Like they look good. But I don't know. They're not my favorite. Shout out to Edward Paperhands. Is that a McLaren in your PFP? Let me know if that is a McLaren because I can almost tell it's like literally the size of a BB. But it does look like a McLaren. But for all I know, it could be a Corvette. But let's see. I'd rather have a nice boat over a nice car. Shout out to Edward. Cars are kind of a waste of money, to be honest with you. I wish it was more worth it to lease a supercar. Because, like, I don't know. Like, even if you have the money, like, I don't know. I just feel like cars are just a waste of money, as fun as they are to drive. But, yeah. Let's see. 1964 Mustang Shelby GT. Shout out to the Salty Biscuit. Hey, bro, me too. I am a car enthusiast. I love all cars. I like imports. I like muscle cars. I used to have a Charger. I like supercars. I like them all. I'm a big car guy. I just like cars. Do not buy a boat. That's the only thing I've ever heard boat owners say is don't buy a boat. So, what's your favorite part about having a boat? There is none. It's horrible, apparently. I don't have a boat, so mostly. I mean, I just don't have a boat because I don't have a boat. I don't know. I guess I'm not a big boat guy. But also, if I ever was confronted with like, hey, should I buy a boat? I'd probably opt not to buy it because I've heard so many boat owners tell me not to buy a boat. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Do we have the altcoin votes in or being counted? I'm sure Rob the Crypto Snob has already. Oh, shout out to Golden for another 50 Frankie Candles membership. Let's go. When the market is boring, Golden spices it up with the gifted memberships. Unbelievable. Drop those golden emojis in the chat. Let's have 2 golden waterfalls this stream. Let's get it. Shout out to Golden the GOAT. I appreciate you so much, bro. Shout out to Jeremy. Said, so if we have a subscription to premium Discord through Apple Pay Discord, I should switch it. How do I switch? I wait for the day of renewal or the day before and cancel. Shout out to Jeremy. You pay extra if you did it on the Discord app. Like if you do it through an iPhone app or an Android app, you will pay a premium. I guess you could probably cancel and re-sign up through the website if you want to save that money. It's not a crazy amount, I don't think. I think it's just like a few bucks. Granted, a few bucks is a few bucks, right? Still is more expensive. So, yeah, I'm sure you could probably just cancel and then just re-sign up. But, yeah, if you want to save the money, you probably are paying a few extra dollars on those apps. But let's see. Let's see. Good news on Dodge is that it didn't crash. Shout out to you. But yeah, let's go ahead and I'm just trying to find Rob. Where is it? I feel like I'm missing Rob. I feel like Rob keeps posting and I keep just missing it. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. There we go. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you very much. Give away a Cybertruck with a wrap, with a Frankie Candles wrap on a Cybertruck. At Tony D. Let's look into those. Can we get one? Or do you have to be on a waiting list forever? Let me know. I feel like you have to be on a waiting list. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Ethereum just simply doing the same thing as yesterday. Let's go ahead and check out. Somebody said good thing about Doge is it didn't crash. I thought it said Dodge. Shout out to Edward Edward Diamond Hands. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, the best kind of boat is a friend's boat. And yes, it's a 720S. Shout out to the 720S. That thing is nice. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. All right, let's take a look at Doge. And yeah, that chat that I read that said the good thing about Dodge, that it didn't crash, was definitely Doge. I just am very far away from the chat right now. Or I don't know. I feel like my browser made the text really small. Or my eyesight's going on. I should get those spectacles on. But let's go ahead and take a look at Dogecoin, guys. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Take a look at the daily. I mean, yeah, it's in the same exact situation as it was yesterday, right? As you know, yesterday we were looking at this value area low as our key level of support. And yeah, as long as we were able to hold above this level, we're looking for a potential continuation to the upside. But yeah, guys, there's nothing to look at here on Dogecoin. Just literally, let's go back to yesterday. Yesterday was the 10th. So here we are, right? This is how boring the market is. This was yesterday on the live stream, right? This was yesterday on the live stream, and this is what Doge has done since last night. Absolutely brutal. Absolutely horrifically brutal. Boring AF. So with that being said, same thing on Dogecoin. Hold above this value area low. Could be potential open door to the to higher prices. We are getting a 3-hour green dot, 4-hour green dot as well. Money flow looking to cross over into our money flow kind of bing-bonging around here. Pretty chopped up market here. Green dot on the 4-hour with your money flow somewhat coming up here is not the worst look ever. Take a look at the 24-minute green dot printing. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even really paying attention to the indicators right now, guys, to be honest with you. If we don't lose this value area low, I'm not looking for a big move down on Dogecoin. Even if we come back down here and interact with this level, it's not till we decisively lose it that I'm looking for a bigger move down. If we do get the bigger move down, if TradingView would just actually function, there we go. If we do get that move down, what I will be looking at is a move down towards... Let's extend that volume profile. And this lines up with the volume profile, right? Because if we break down below that value area low, we are also losing the POC of this range, which could potentially open the door down to our next key level of support, which is the golden pocket, or the 786 Fibonacci retracement level that is in perfect confluence with that value area low. So that is simply what I'd be looking at on Dogecoin. And for anybody looking to keep these levels on your chart, I'd be looking at the value area high at 1912. I'd be looking at the golden pocket sitting at about 16 cents. And then I'd be looking at the value area low sitting at about 14.65 in confluence with that 786 retracement. And that retracement is pulled from this low all the way up to this swing high. And there you go. I've just given it all away for free here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. There you go. All right, let's see. Shout out to Retro Mike. Thank you again for the super chat, brother. I appreciate that very much. Said, Frankie, you can have my Cybertruck pre-order. Tesla keeps begging me to complete my launch edition order. Shout out to Retro Mike. Let's go. Bro, you got a Cybertruck on order? Let's go. I actually just saw one of these when I was visiting my family last week. I saw one, and I'll be honest. I want to call it ugly, but when I see it, I'm like, Whoa. So clearly it's not ugly because it's a head turner, and I'm like, every time I look at it, I'm like, yo, that thing is sick. But for some reason, I want to call it ugly because it looks like a triangle, but it's not ugly. It's like fake ugly. Very strange. It's like, I don't know. I see pictures of it. I'm like, that's the ugliest truck. And then I see it in real life, and I'm like, oh, my God, it's a spaceship. That's the sickest thing I've ever seen. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm torn. That's the thing, too. Teslas, as a car enthusiast, I am generally pushed towards meh Teslas. They don't make noise. They don't make cool noises. But it does drive itself. So I'm not really a Tesla hater. I probably will own a Tesla. Maybe soon. I don't know. It's just pretty cool. Yeah, Joe says it's so ugly. Yeah, I don't know. I am open to a Tesla, though. It would be nice to have a car that drives itself. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get a Frankie Candles wrapped Tesla. Should we do that? That'd be pretty fire. But only if it drives itself. It has to be full self-driving. I don't want any, the lane keep garbage. I mean, that's cool, but, I don't know. I feel like all cars do that nowadays. Let's see. Tony D said, I'm just real ugly. I'd like to be fake ugly. Shout out to Tony D. It's not true, Tony. You're a handsome young gentleman. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Cadillac Super Cruise is the best self-driving, hands down. Shout out to Crypto Nobody. Cadillac Super Cruise. Is that I guess Cadillac's self-driving? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Chevy trucks coming out that drive themselves. Interesting. Wow. I guess everything drives itself now. It's only a matter of time before it's illegal to manually drive your car, and you're going to have to bring your car to a track if you want to physically drive it. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Oh, shout out to David. Says, Cybertruck looks like the Frankie Candles logo. That's not untrue. It does. It's kind of like, yo, that's a Cybertruck. That's a Cybertruck right there. Right? That is definitely a Cybertruck, right? There's the window, the triangle. There's the hood. Hey, yeah, Tony D. Frankie Candle Cybertruck. We'll wrap it in the colors. We'll wrap it in our logo. It's going to be fire. Shout out to Genesis said, I own a Tesla Model 3 and absolutely love it. On my way to buy the S Plaid. When you teach me enough to afford one. Shout out to Genesis. Yeah, I mean, I am a non-judgmental car guy. I like the car. I get why car guys don't like Teslas because they don't make noises. It's not traditional car. I totally get that. But I'm not going to limit myself. Teslas are cool. They're super futuristic. They drive themselves. And believe it or not, you can like both. Take me, for example. There is nothing better than I am the guy that likes the loud cars that you can smell, right? You can smell the exhaust. But you can still like Teslas. They're still cool, just in their own regard, right? When I'm feeling nerdy, I'll drive a Tesla. When I'm not feeling nerdy, I don't know, I'll drive an actual gas car. But anyway, let's continue on here. Shout out to Genesis. You may have just pushed me over the edge there on a Tesla. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. That's what we're looking at on Dogecoin. If you're looking to trade Dogecoin, that's the range we're looking at. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our next altcoin, which is going to be ADA, or Cardanzo, as some people like to call it. Let's see if we can find something interesting here. I saw somebody said the Bollinger Bands are tight on Bitcoin, which could mean, I believe, could potentially be a big move incoming, which is not unlikely, right? Question is, which way will it go? But yeah, let's see. Let's pull up those Bollinger Bands. Typically, when you see the Bollinger Bands pull up with when they're nice and tight, there you go. Yeah, when these get nice and tight, usually you get that big move. Let me find an extreme example of this. Right here, right? If you come back all the way over here, if you guys don't know about the Bollinger Bands, pretty useful. We have some videos on Bollinger Band trading strategies that are actually extremely profitable and extremely saucy. If you guys check those out. But yeah, you can see Bollinger Bands tighten up right here. What happens? Big move, right? You can come back here. What happens right here? Right? Bollinger Bands, nice and tight. This is very common, right? Nice and tight Bollinger Bands, big move incoming, bada boom, right? So the question is, are they tight enough to give us a big move? Which kind of makes me excited, right? Because then chances are we will not see that boring few weeks that would be extremely dreadful in my own personal opinion. All right, let's see. Shout out to Charting Wizard says, I'm so surprised I haven't gotten a membership yet. I watch your live almost every day while I'm at work just to hear your perspective. Still just a pleb. Shout out to Charting Wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. Don't call yourself a pleb. Shout out to you, bro. You do have to make sure your settings on YouTube, you have to have your gifting enabled. If you don't have those settings enabled, you will not be able to get a membership. So that may be why, brother. Because if you watch every day, it probably is unlikely that you don't have a membership. That probably means that setting is not turned on. So double check that setting, brother, and you'll probably get one very, very soon. So here we go. Tight Bollinger Bands. Big move down. Look at that. Bada boom. And, yeah, I don't know why we're watching bar replay mode, but there you go. We are starting to tighten up here. So the question, are we going to get the squeeze up or are we going to get the dump down? Like I said, market cipher B, money flow would point to a bigger move down. But again, when we're in such a bullish environment like we are right now, sometimes you can get those shorts to absolutely squeeze to the upside, which is why I'm taking a neutral approach to the market. And hopefully the last few live streams have been able to show you guys that even with a neutral perspective, right? I could be neutral. I don't know if it's going up or down. We could still cash out every day. We cashed out almost $900 live on stream last night. I try to do everything I can to make this as physically tangible for people to see in real life as possible, to kind of make you guys, or make you understand that this is doable for you too. There's nothing special about me other than the fact that I never gave up and I'm very determined, right? Other than that, there's nothing special about me. I didn't graduate top of my class. I'm not a super math whiz. I'm not, I haven't been, you know, I'm not a, I didn't go to school for finance, anything like that. I just simply dedication and learning and dedicating real time, sacrificing other pleasures in my life to focus on the charts is really the only thing that got me here. So keep that in mind. So yeah, like even if you're in neutral, there's money to be made, right? That's why I always say, like, don't chase the big moves up, right? We made $900 on this little move up last night. So it's like, it's very freeing when you can just let go of trying to guess the big moves. When you actually understand that there's money to be made on every little move, if you want to learn how to do that, takes a lot of stress off. It's like, I don't care if it pumps or dump because I'm going to make money no matter what, right? It's a nice position to be in. Shout out to Trader NZ, says, pump it. I really, I would love to pump it. Hopefully it pumps. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Taking a look at Cardano, which, to be quite honest with you, could be, make sure we're not in bar replay mode here. I mean, we're sitting at the bottom of this value area, right? And what would that potentially mean? Simply put, I mean, yeah, you had your bullish divergences, ran up to the POC. I mean, it's just, I'm not seeing a perfect setup here, right? Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Money flow. Okay, now this is a little bit of a better setup, to be quite honest with you. You came down to your value area low. You have your higher lows on your momentum waves, your lower lows on your price action. You got the move back into the range and up to the POC as you would expect. You got a rejection at the POC, which you don't necessarily expect. You do expect resistance, but when you do reject it, you expect to go back down to the value area low. And we are now continuously, throughout all of that, we have seen money flow on the 4-hour continue to the upside, which could potentially mean that we might be ready, as long as this money flow crosses over into the green and stays there, we could be looking to hold this value area low and get a bigger move up to this POC and value area high. So that would be the bullish case in my opinion. So yeah, no local bull div here, unfortunately. That would have been nice to see. But yeah, I mean, simply put, you know, I'm not shorting here, right? I'm not looking for shorts here. This is support. We do not short into support. It's much too dangerous and much too likely to lose you money. So yeah, money flow looking to cross over. Take a look at the daily. Red dot confirmed. I mean, look at the daily money flow on Cardano. Like, this is binarily bearish. Not only is this bearish, but also regionally, right? Like, over time, from this wave to that wave, this is bearish. You have a high and a lower high. This is showing that money is leaving the asset over time. And honestly, you kind of have a money flow divergence here as well. Higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your not only momentum waves, but also on your money flow. So if that crosses into the red, it could cause a bigger move to the downside. Now, I'm not panicking, selling my spot bags, or entering a panic short, right? As a matter of fact, I would probably be more inclined, if I were forced into a trade here, I would probably be looking for a small move up based off this 4-hour green dot. But, you know, just generally, you know, not really a clear setup here, to be honest. But these are definitely the key levels I would be looking at. And if we do get a move down, next big target I would be looking at would be this 786 POC confluence sitting between 52 and 51 cents, sitting right here. So if we do wind up breaking down below this value area high, and back down into that 786 POC, this would be the next area where I'd be looking for a bounce. But until then, I'm not really doing anything. If I weren't looking for a scalp long here, I would simply be waiting for price to either come down or come up to the value area high for a much higher probability setup, right? So there you go. That is what I would be looking at. So there you go. there is Cardanzo. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Stelios. I appreciate you for being here. Says, I love the energy, Frankie. Unfortunately, I need to start work before the boss sees me. Shout out to Stelios. Hey, Stelios, tell your boss that, and the next time he makes you mad, be like, hey, I'm watching Frankie Candles so I can fire you. Fire your boss. I'm just kidding. Unless you like your job. You don't have to fire your boss. A lot of people will tell you, you have to trade. You have to get out of the rat race, which that may be true for a lot of people. I think it is probably the truth for a lot of people. They want to get out of the rat race. They want to get out of the day-to-day, the typical 9 to 5, and they want to spend their time how they want. They want to do what they want. They want to make money on their own terms, which is an amazing thing. But I'm not one of those people that just shoves that down your throat, because you might love your job. Your job might be really fulfilling to you, and I do think that there's a lot of people who pursue stuff like trading, stuff like entrepreneurship, stuff like just opening your own business, which would be entrepreneurship. A lot of people will chase that, and I do think a lot of people chase it for the wrong reason. Most people chase that because they think that if they have their own business, they get to just set their own hours and do whatever they want, and it's really the opposite. I have less free time now than I did when I had a 9 to 5, right? And it is a little bit confusing, right? Because technically, if I wanted to end the live stream right now and go hang out and do whatever I wanted, technically I could do that. But when you don't have a boss making sure you're doing what you have to do, you have to self-police yourself, which is a very difficult thing for most people to do. And I just have an easy time doing that. I don't know why. I think it's something I've developed over time. I think it's why I'm good at trading. I have a lot of discipline in a lot of areas in my life. And yeah, that's why I always go the 2 hours, right? That's why I have such a hard time coming off stream early. It's because I have to self-police myself. I don't have somebody watching me. I don't have somebody. So you got to make sure you're on your game all the time. And all that to just say, don't feel, if you like your job, I don't think everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, even though they may think that. It might not be the best thing for most people. So I'm not going to be one of those people that just shoves that down your throat. Although it is very freeing, right? Like technically, if I wanted to go on vacation next week and continue to work from a hotel room, could I do it? Yes. But it's a lot to think about, right? Like when you have a 9 to 5, you go on vacation, you get to forget about everything, right? If I went on vacation, I can get a phone call being like, oh my God, this happened, emergency, and then there really is no time off, but it comes with the freedom, technical freedom of your time. But anyway, shout out to Tony D said, do you have any luck sauce? I indeed do have some luck sauce tonight for you guys. But shout out to Good Eggs NFT. Thank you for the super chat. Said, what time is the daily close? Time you recommend. Shout out to Good Eggs NFT. What time do I recommend? Shout out to Good Eggs NFT. You don't have to super chat again, but let me know in the chat exactly what you meant there. I'm not sure if I 100%. Shout out to Gen Z said jobs are essential in America. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. And like I said, I've had jobs that I've loved, right? The reason I pursue entrepreneurship and the reason I pursued trading is because that's who I am. That's what I like to do. I naturally gravitate towards that. I don't line up with a 9 to 5 job. I think a lot of people do, and it's a very noble thing to do. It's not like I don't know. I hate when people just I feel like they try to make people feel like they're wasting their time at a 9 to 5. Now, whether that's true or not, it may be true, right? But it's definitely situational, right? Because you're only wasting your time if you're not enjoying yourself and you're not getting ahead. Everyone wants to chase the money, but I think a lot of people, when they get to the money, they're going to be like, oh, this is not what I was chasing. I'm doing something I hate now. I make a lot of money, but I hate my life every day. I would recommend pursuing what you like. And if you can make money with that, on this, as a plus, then that's even better, right? Anyway, let's see. He says, okay, yeah. So let's see. Let's come to Bitcoin. Come on over to the daily. So this is easy, right? I don't know, depending on the time zone you're in. I'm going to give you Eastern time, right? But if you just come onto your trading view chart and you make sure, if you come to your settings here, where is it? Come to scales and lines. Come on down to symbol, and then you can. Oh, hang on. Value. Where's the timer? Visible on mouse. There is a setting here where you could turn this timer on and off on your daily chart. I believe it's on by default, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, as long as you have this timer on, you could just come to the daily chart and then just look. Like right now, we have an hour and 15 minutes to the daily close, right? So wherever you are, whatever this timer says, that's when your daily close is. And then, or you could just take this, right, and just do the calculation. But there you go. Shout out to Good Egg NFTs. Hopefully that helps you out. But there we go. Let's see. Yeah. So shout out to Dan. Yeah. So Eastern would be 8 p.m. We could also, yeah, or you could. I could just change the time frame here. I could change it to UTC, but I'll forget to change it back then. But yeah, hopefully Good Eggs. Hopefully that helps you out. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. So we took a look at Cardano. Let's take a look at Near. Bada boom. Quiet day. Like not even on the live stream. I mean, pretty slow day for the live stream, but slow day for price action. Like crazy boring. Like what is yesterday? Oh God, come to the 1 hour. I mean, yesterday was the 10th. Yeah, I mean, just nothing has happened today. Just absolute complete bore fest. But yeah, take a look at Near. Is this bullish consolidation? Is it a bear or is it a descending triangle? Simply put, you're getting beautiful respect on this volume profile, right? Support. As long as you hold support above this level, I would be looking for a potential continuation to the daily naked point of control. And not only that, but obviously eventually looking for a move above that level into the value area high POC. So yeah, I mean, like this is just the same thing that it has been forever. Until we lose, if we do wind up losing this previous value area low, that is going to be where we get the bigger move to the downside coming into this older range. And there is not much here. Look at this big old candlestick to the upside. Likely, if we lose this level, we will get a bigger move to the downside. So keep that in mind, right? We pull up that VPVR, right? Got a spike, a big old gap, and then another spike. So very interesting stuff. So other than that, guys, I mean, that's all we got. That's all Near's got for us, right? 4 hour, looking the same thing as everything else. 30-minute money flow coming out. I mean, just chopped up. Like, this is boring. This is like the most obnoxious price action ever, especially for a YouTube live stream. Just super boring. Major key levels all remain the same. So key level of support coming in at 610. Key level of resistance coming in at 920. And then, your value area high in your POC between 460 and 435 would be your next level of support. But yeah, I mean, real key level of support here is $6.10. Shout out to Christopher Brown. Said it's my birthday, Frankie, so I'm sending you some love on my day. Keep it up, fam. Shout out to Christopher Brown. I appreciate you so much, bro. Like, that's the Candle Mafia right there. That on their birthday, they show love. Well, shout out to Christopher. My birthday is actually around the corner on the 27th. So, so is Captain Kirk's, or should I call her Sergeant Captain Kirk. Her birthday is on the 15th. So make sure we wish her a happy birthday on the 15th. Don't forget it. Happy birthday, Christopher. I appreciate you so much for sending that, bro. And thank you for showing me love on your day. It says a lot about who you probably are as a person. So I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being part of the Candle Mafia and hanging out with us here every day at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wish Christopher a happy birthday in the chat. Let's go. HBD Chris. Let's get it. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. Crow, Frankie. Shout out to The Godfather. We looked at Crow the other day. Shout out to The Godfather. Let's go ahead and take a look. Bada boom. I don't believe this was the chart we were looking at. I believe. Or maybe that was the chart we were looking at. Let's see. Might have been the KuCoin chart. Well, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll do some full analysis here on Crow. Shout out to The Godfather. We'll do some full-on fresh analysis. I will analyze this chart from the top down from scratch. So if you're wondering how Frankie Candles does his TA when he sits down at the chart, check it out. We're about to do a live tutorial. So here we go. All right. Let's crush another day of trading. Here we go. All right. Let's trade Crow today. Here we go. Start off on the weekly. Let's start off on the monthly. Take a look at the naked points of controls. All right. So I see we have a key monthly level right here. Bada boom. Go ahead and label that monthly. And then we got another one right here. I'm only going to grab the ones that are local to me because, chances are we're not going to nuke down to here today. So I'm just going to mark these out. We'll move on down to the weekly. And I'll even organize this so you guys can kind of see how I organize stuff. I probably will make a video like this, but this will be a little sneak peek to the video because I've been getting a lot of questions on, go more into the object tree, go more into how you organize your charts. So this is how I do it, right? There we go. Then we'll come on down to the weekly. I'll go ahead and hide these. Let's go ahead and mark out the weekly right here. Come on, bada boom. Okay. And, that's probably going to be the only one I mark out. I guess we can mark out this one as well. So these are my higher time frame levels. Whoops. Put these. Come on. WMPOC. All right, so I know these are my higher time frame naked points of control. Now we'll go on to the daily, see what we got. Mark out the close and relevant daily naked points of control. Bada boom. Bada bing. And yes, if you guys are wondering, I do indeed chug Aztec and Cactus Moss water early in the morning as soon as I sit down at my desk. I'm just kidding. I don't do that. It's usually black coffee in the morning. And then we'll go DMPOC. Okay. So these will be some interesting or very important higher time frame levels. I will bring those back up in just a second. Now I'm going to mark out my horizontals. So I have a weekly level of resistance right here. I'll label that weekly. Bada boom. I would go ahead and that's tapped. That's tapped. Got another weekly level right there. And I'll just put this in here, label it W, close it. See if we got any monthly levels. Nothing really relevant to us right now. This would be a relevant monthly in my opinion in case we get a big dump. This would be a huge level to watch at 8 cents. Go ahead and put that. Bada boom. All right, simple as that. Now we have our weekly, monthly. And let's take a look at the daily horizontals as well. So we got a daily right here. Bada boom, bada bing. Where are we? Where are we? Am I blind? There we go. Okay. We have another. Now, this one is tapped. If you're wondering why this isn't a relevant daily level, it's because this wick has already tapped the level, right? We tapped it here, tapped it here. So it's been tapped twice. Sometimes I will label it tapped daily, but for the sake of this video or live stream, I will just not label it at all. This has been tapped. That has been tapped. This has not been tapped. This has also not been tapped, right? So there is our daily levels. Go ahead and hide those as well. And then I will go ahead and pull my volume profiles, right? So my first volume profile will definitely be pulled right here. That's the local profile. Have another clear sideways range right about here. Go ahead, unextend that. So this could be a level that we revisit in the future. This is saucy, guys. I know I'm not like walking through exactly what we're doing here, but this is just kind of a speed run on how I do my TA for the most part when I sit down at a chart. Not exactly step for step. I'm obviously kind of abbreviating this for the live stream, just doing it kind of a quicker version of it. But yeah, so that would be a key level, right? And then we know we have this range right here. Actually, I will label this lower range. Bada boom. Hide that. And then we can go ahead and mark out this range as well. Boom. We got the value area low, high, the POC. Value area low. Bada boom. Okay. And then, whoops. See if I can get any fibs in here, any confluence. Okay, so I'll just do this. Label this main range. All right, now I'm just going to label this current. Obviously, you can label these whatever you would like. Bada boom. All right. Okay, so now we have all of our key levels, right? We have all of our horizontals, right? So we have clear resistance up here, especially now that I know that that golden pocket is confluent, or that 786 is up in there as well. Let's see if we can get any other confluence in that area. A lot of people charge for this information. We just give it all away for free. So yeah, so this is a pretty confluent level up here in my opinion, right? Because when you pull from the high to the low, your 786 comes in there. You have a daily level, a weekly level, so this, and the value area high as well, right? This is already where you're looking for resistance, right? Because you come up to that value area high, you're waiting for a deviation, a bearish confirmation, and a rejection back into the range. So this is definitely a key level of resistance. And we have this daily value area low down here, which is pretty nice. This is actually not a horrible level either. So, yeah, I mean, pretty typical, right? Support at the value area low, resistance at the value area high. I will say this is a very confluent area. You got a lot of resistance up in here. So if we did come back up to this level, could be a good place to look for some scalp shorts back down. Even if you don't come back down to the bottom of the range, probably going to be likely you get some kind of a reaction off of this. So when you know that and you plan for maybe not even a full move down to the low, you know, high probability chance that you get some kind of a move down here. And again, if you prepare correctly, you can make money off of that. And then the same thing, right? Your golden pocket POC confluence is pretty strong here. And we are starting to get a bounce off that anyway. And then, you know, your next level would definitely be right down here with your value area low. I would actually separate these as two different levels because we're currently bouncing off of this. If we come down lower, this would be a very, very key level of support, right? So, and we're on the daily here, so when we zoom in, it's going to be even more useful, right? So we come down to the 4 hour. Yeah, this is definitely the range I'd be looking at. Maybe even this range. If you wanted to look for scalps, like local scalps, drag this into current. If I hide this, drag that into current, and we'll drag that into lower range. We'll hide this, we'll hide that, we'll hide all these levels, right? You could also, like if you were looking for lower time frame scalps, you could definitely look at this as a range, right? This is another range you could look at. So I would probably add that as a local scalp range for shorter term trades. But for the most part, these would be kind of the, this would kind of be like the major levels I'd be looking at. With a whole lot of support, resistance and confluence up in this resistance level, right up here, this purple box. Between 16, almost 17 cents, 0.169 and 0.163. That's going to be a lot of resistance, right? And then your key level supports are right down here. More specifically, the daily value area low 786 sitting between 0.137 and 0.133. And those would definitely be the levels I am looking at. Take a look at the indicators. Probably looking, if I had to guess, exactly like everything else. Yeah, just chopped up, right? Green dot, red dot. Now we look like we may be looking to get another green dot here. Really nothing to take away from this. Not very, not super useful at this point. Chopped up on the 4 hour as well. 90-minute coming back into the green. So if we print a green dot here on the daily, I do think if you get a move up into this resistance level, I do think the daily green dot is going to be the thing to look at, right? Because this is going to be that green dot with the 90-minute money flow crossover could be saucy. It's a fresh money flow crossover. So there you go. Shout out to the Godfather. There we go. There is our crow analysis. There we go. And then, yeah, I mean, over the longer term, you know, under the, you know, I guess, why not spend a little extra time on the alts, right? There's really not much going on Bitcoin. But, yeah, I mean, that's what I'd be looking at, right? And then if we pull up the VPVR, bada boom, right? Once again, for the 757,566th time, I will turn off the value area low, value area high POC, and live on stream, I will save it as default for proof that tomorrow when we come on the live stream and I pull up the VPVR and those lines are there again, you guys will be like, hey, what the heck? I thought he changed that yesterday. What the heck? It's glitching. Unbelievable. But anyway, yeah, if you lose your low here, I mean, even this value area low here, you could see massive, massive, massive gap, which is why our next level that I'm looking at, that next major level of support that I'm looking at, like, you have your range up here, your high volume nodes up here, right? Massive gap all the way down to this high volume node. And before we even looked at this visible range volume profile, we literally used the volume profiles to get the lower range right down here, right? So it's like right on where you would look at. Like, this is why oftentimes, right, I always say this. If you're looking at Fibonacci levels, if you're looking at volume profile, if you're looking at whatever you're looking at, oftentimes the key levels are going to line up, right? So like if you were to, like, I can almost guarantee you, right, if you start pulling macro golden pockets, there's probably a macro golden pocket somewhere in here, right? So you might see, right, if you pull from this high to the low, well, right, like, I couldn't have prepared that ahead of time, right? But, like right there, bada boom, golden pocket sitting right there. That's why, like, you'll see, like, you might be looking at a key level and be like, oh my God, I have that same exact key level as Frankie Candles. But we get to it in completely different ways, right? And the reason is because we're all just looking at the same chart. But, it's pretty funny. It's like literally right there, that golden pocket. Sometimes I think I look at the charts a little too much. It's like you would think I'd be excited and proud that we called that, but no, I'm almost embarrassed. But anyway, there you go, right? We found that volume profile, but it's all obviously in agreement with your high volume node here. So, just a little bit more backup, right? That's why the major zones here, right? You bing bong around here, you lose this range, probably going to come down here and trade within this range because the price ranges 80% of the time, right? Range. Impulse, range, potential impulse, and then you might range around here again, and then maybe you get a move down here, and you start ranging around here again, and then that's the key of our trading strategies. We wait for the ranges to find the high probability trade setups at the high or the low of the range. So typically, if you're doing that, you're going to be in a short here, and then if you break down for the bigger move, you're going to be short from the top, and vice versa, right? You'd probably be looking for a long on the deviation of this value area low, and if you do get the bigger breakout, you're long from the absolute low, and then there you go, right? Just a nice visual representation of like how the TA all lines up. So shout out to the Godfather. There you go, brother. There you go. Full. Should we do it? I mean, heck, should we just give this away for free? I say we do it. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to come over here. We're going to click this drop-down menu. We're going to turn on sharing. Actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and make a copy, and we're going to name it Live Stream Public Shared. Right? I'm not going to update this or anything, so I don't want anyone getting any expectations here. And we're just going to call this, we're going to name this CandleMafia Chart Shared. Right? And then I'm going to save it. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to drop it down. I'm going to turn on sharing. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to save it. I'm going to come on over here. I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to say, hey, Mafia, there's the Crow chart for free. There you go. And now you could just go look at my live chart. Shout out to the Godfather. I really did it for you, Godfather. You said you've been asking for a couple weeks. So there you go. Hopefully, that makes up for it. Now you have access to the full chart. You can move it around and zoom in and all that good stuff. So shout out to the Godfather. Show the Godfather some respect in the chat here. I think I did miss a shout out to HJM Construction. Thank you for that super chat, bro. Or not super chat, but thank you for joining the Hitmen and becoming an official part of the Candle Mafia. I appreciate you very, very much. Shout out to the legend. Thank you, bro. He says, hi, Frankie. I love your analysis. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for tuning in and watching with us tonight. And buckle up. There is plenty more to come. Shout out to Matt. Says, hey, Frankie, I really appreciate the free TA. Just know we don't take it for granted. Shout out to Matt. I appreciate you, bro. And because I know that, we just share the free charts with you. So there you go. Let me know if that doesn't work, and I will try to fix it for you guys. You should be able to click that and just see the live chart. All right, let's see. Let's see. Bada boom. Shout out to Mrs. Crimson Caravan. Says, Frankie Candles, guess what the Caravan has? A new ringtone. I made a notification of your famous bing bong. Yo, no way. Now when there is an important notification, you let us know. Shout out to Mrs. Crimson Caravan. Unbelievable. I love that. I feel like shout out to Miss Teen Crypto too. She has a me saying bing bong on her soundboard, which is kind of fire. I feel like I should have that. Shout out to MTC and Mrs. Crimson Caravan. That's fire. If I had that as a ringtone, Mrs. Candles would break my phone so fast. That New York, Long Island girl would come out so fast, and she'd be like, what the heck is this, Frankie? And she would smash it on the floor. I'm kidding. Mrs. Candles is very peaceful. She's very peaceful, guys. Very peaceful. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. I'm just kidding, guys. Let's see. Shout out to Wick589. What is going on, bro? Says... dang them and their UGG opinions. Shout out to Wick. I don't even know what that means, but shout out to Wick589. OG of the Candle Mafia said, I'm kind of scared about that train hotel. Sounds like Snowpiercer to me, and I don't like bugs. Shout out to Wick589. Snowpiercer, I haven't seen that movie in a while. Let's see. Shout out to Mark Dutch said, now pray Frankie doesn't get a yelling MTC on his soundboard. Jupiter, shout out to the Salty Biscuit. We can check out Jupiter, and I did see another one. Pyth and Jupiter we will take a look at. Let's see. Hopefully we could get something interesting here, guys. Something interesting. I'm going to need 2 more of these Aztecians. All right, let's take a look. Bada boom, bada bing. Bing bong. Let's see. Mrs. Crimson Caravan. That is fire. That is, I love that. I kind of wish that I could use that. But again, Mrs. Candles would probably leave me. She'd be like, I already hear you scream that every night. She said yesterday, she told me, I went down to go eat with her. And she goes, I was on the phone with my family, and they could literally hear you screaming from the other end of this place. And I was like, I don't know. I scream talk. A lot of people think it's fake energy. I wish. Mrs. Candles wishes. I'd just be like running around in circles in the house. Anyway, taking a look at Pyth here. Look at the respect on that golden pocket tap. Look at that. Boop. Right on the nose. Gotta love TA. I was saying that to the premium Discord the other day. I think it was last night, or maybe it was yesterday. It's like they say TA doesn't work, and it's like in the Discord, it's like very clear, right? You use these strategies, and obviously nothing plays out 100% of the time. But to say TA doesn't work is absolutely insane. But yeah, beautiful tap on that golden pocket. There are some people out there that would say, well, if you just draw a random line anywhere, like they just think if you just draw a random line, which is probably true, right? Like you could say, like, okay, we got a rejection there. Okay, and then we got a rejection here, and it's like, not really. But anyway, let's see. Take a look at the VWAP coming up on the daily, 10-hour red dot printing. I mean, just chopped up. I'm not going to lie. I kind of want to, I wish today was Friday, so we can give it, another 2 days for price to do something, because this is just wonked out. Like, even these momentum waves are hideous. It's like, whoop, 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 like, ugh, gross. Let's see. I have an idea. After we're done with Pyth here, real quick. And I'm going to have to move this back to Crow before we dip. But yeah, let's pull up the VPVR real quick. Yeah. I mean, your 786 is definitely going to line up here. Let me move this fib real quick. 786 is going to be right on that high volume node likely. Okay. But I'm gonna pull it to the scam wick here. I don't typically do that, but just because of the respect on that golden pocket. So this is what I would be looking at on Pyth. So yeah, I'd be looking at this volume profile. I mean, we are potentially, let's take a look at the 4-hour. No bullish divergences. I would be letting this simmer, to be quite honest with you guys. I'd be letting this simmer. 10-hour, let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is just chopped up. There's no direction on this. Red dot on the 8-hour. 30-minute money flow coming out, so I would probably lean a little bit neutral bearish on this. But yeah, I mean, there's just really nothing. Is this the whole chart? I believe it is. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not the clearest chart here. I mean, 12 and 16-hour money flow is coming out, so I would have to lean neutral bearish over the medium term. So I would pull this as our upper range, right? You're deviating below. If we had a 4-hour bull div here, this is why I'm saying, oftentimes, guys, longs at the lows, shorts at the highs is going to slap most of the time. But here you have a deviation below the low, but we're not getting a bull div, right? We don't have higher lows on our momentum waves. Indeed, we have lower lows, right? Bada boom. This is not what you want to see for a move back into the range and a move to the high. This is typically indicative of potentially another move down. Next key level I'd look at is this high volume node sitting at, it's kind of hard to call the level because it's kind of a big zone, but I would probably mark this out right here, sitting at about 68 cents is your POC from this range. This would be a big level to watch, in my opinion. So if you move back down, you have your value area high sitting here as well. You have all your value area. You have all your value area levels here. Value area low, value area high, POC. I mean, this would simply just be what I'm looking at underneath, right? Mark this out as a zone. Bada boom. get a move down, get accepted back into this range. I would potentially be interested in a long at this high volume node, though. I don't typically trade the middle of the range, but with the confluence that you have here on your high volume node in confluence with that POC, this would be an extra saucy level in my opinion, right? And then you start pulling your fibs from the low to the high. You know, you have that golden pocket in somewhat close confluence with those levels as well. So this is definitely the zone. These are the levels I would look at. I would not really be looking at this long, though, because there's no 4-hour bull div, plus your money flow is coming out. Well, this is the 12-hour, but 4-hour would have been nice to see a bull div as well, but you still, again, lower lows. You don't have your higher lows, right? You're making a lower low. This is not what you want to see. We were looking at the 12-hour before. I don't know why I said 4-hour, but it's the same thing, right? Same exact thing. So, yeah, not the best setup. Like, if this was a bull div on the 4-hour and 12-hour, I would 100% be interested in a long to get back into the value area and then back up to the high. But everything is situational in trading, so that is just not the situation right here. It's why, it's why if you're looking for an indicator that is going to make you money, just telling you when to buy and sell, it doesn't exist because everything is situational. You might get a buy signal, but there's something else happening on the charts on a different time frame that's not agreeing with a move to the upside, in which case you would want to sit that position out. So these are definitely the levels I would look at. I would just let the dust settle here, to be honest. I would not be interested in taking a short or a long. I know that's hard for a lot of new, if you're new to trading, I know it's hard to digest that. Sometimes the best trade is no trade, and if you feel yourself fighting against that and you just want to get into a trade, don't trade. Take time off the charts or delay trading a live account and just trade paper accounts. Because if you are looking for a position, it is a game of trapping, not a game of hunting, right? You can go hunt for the levels, hunt for the setups, but you can't go. What a lot of people will do is they will sit down at the charts and they will try to see a setup that's not there. They'll be like, I want to get into a trade, right? Oh, God, man, I'm itching to get into a trade. Cut it right there. Turn your computer off and walk away, because that is not how you make money. You want to come to the chart, assess the situation, come up with a bias, find the key levels, and then wait for price to come into your key level, which is what I would consider a trap. And then if you get your confirmations, then you fire on the trade and take a high probability setup. Then randomly coming to the chart and being like, oh, okay, cool, we lost this range. That's bearish. I'm going to short, right? There's much more to it than that. But these are definitely the key levels I would be looking at on Pyth. But other than that, I would not be trading this. I would be waiting to come down to a bigger level or a more sound area to take a high probability setup. So let's take a quick look at Jupe. Bada boom. And let's see what we got going on here. So I would be looking at this as our bigger range. Let me actually move this. This would be the range I would look at. I would leave this out. Let me pull up Lux Algo real quick. Bada boom. Okay. Let's see. Bada boom. Pull up the signals and overlays here. So, how's our 16-hour money? Yeah, 16-hour money flow is looking bearish, right? This is not a good look. This is definitely bearish looking, especially with a confirmed 16 and 12-hour bearish divergence here with your higher highs on price, lower highs on your momentum waves, money flow coming out as well. More than one thing pointing to a downside here, right? If this money flow crosses over into the red, I would expect more downside for Jupiter, right? Now, you do have your smart trail here, which... This is the 12-hour smart trail, 4-hour. This is obviously going to change depending on what time frame you're looking at. But, yeah, daily smart trail as well. Now, obviously, if we crash to this level, this will flip bearish. VWAP coming up on the daily. I will say this, right? You're at the low of your volume profile. You are having bullish divergences at that key level, right? You do have... Hang on, guys. I got to nip this. I got to nip this right now. Where are those buttons? I believe you can turn those buttons off. Currency and unit. I'm going to figure out how to get this. I'm going to figure out how to get those off the chart. But anyway, you do have bullish divergences here, right? If you get that green dot to eventually print, right? You have lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum waves. Money flow is going against you, right? So I would not be anticipating a big move up. But once you get that green dot on the 4-hour, you will have a 4-hour bull div here, even if you deviate below your range low, which could potentially anticipate or indicate that you are going to get a move back into your range, back up to the POC, back up to the value area high. But I would be very cautious with your Lux Algo Smart Trail coming below here. And I will be honest, guys, this Lux Algo Smart Trail, the entry strategy that I talked about last night on the live stream, I'm low-key starting to like this, the Lux Algo Smart Trail with the Golden Pocket and Fibonacci 786 Golden Pocket retracements that we talked about yesterday. If you don't know what we're talking about, go back to yesterday's live stream. We went over the whole strategy. Started to like this a lot as a main confirmation for a lot of my trades. Like almost like the 4-hour, 15-minute strategy that we use on Market Cypher. Mods, if you guys have a link to that video, if you could drop that in the description, in the chat, I greatly appreciate it. I'm starting to like it, like that strategy as well. That Market Cypher strategy slaps. And these Lux Algo Smart Trail confluences are also very, very saucy setups. So let me just hide these bullish and bearish signals real quick. So with the money flow fighting against us here, not only on the 4-hour, but also coming out on the 12 and 16-hour, what would we be anticipating if we get this bullish divergence to form on the 4-hour? Well, generally, it would anticipate us to get a move back up into the range, but I would be very careful because as money flow is coming against you, again, not only on the 4-hour, but also the 12 and the 16-hour, we would anticipate a lackluster bounce to the upside before putting in a lower high and continuing the trend to the downside. And the fact that we have this 4-hour Lux Algo Smart Trail, if we pull from the absolute low to the absolute high, check some of these more locals, some of these more local swing points. The most recent swing point. So yeah, these are the two zones that I would look at according to that strategy, right? Which we talked about yesterday, why they slap. Right here, right? Golden Pocket 786 of this local fib pull. That's going to be a likely place for a potential lower high to come in, right? And get some resistance. Potentially even more likely than that. I'll actually leave that up because we don't know if we're going to come back up there because we've already come up and tapped that Golden Pocket. But even this local area here, go ahead and this Golden Pocket 786 as well, we come back up. These two zones are going to be pretty big because, number one, not only are they Golden Pocket 786 retracements, but we have that Lux Algo Smart Trail flying right through those levels as well. So if we do wind up getting the bounce, if this Smart Trail starts moving down through this zone and you have confluence with these purple boxes and this Lux Algo Smart Trail, could be a saucy potential short entry if we are going to get the bigger move to the downside. That is what I would be looking at, the Smart Trail confluence with those Fibonacci levels. Going to be the big zones that I'm looking at. So, yeah. And again, if you don't have the Lux Algo Smart Trail, you could just use the Golden Pockets, but the Smart Trail adds a whole lot of confluence. It's almost like, even if I have other reasons to enter the trade, if I'm using that Smart Trail as confluence, I think I've probably had setups not play out using that entry strategy. I could count it on one hand, right? Super confluent. But yeah, it's not that you can't enter on the lower high without it. Just adds really nice confidence, especially in this zone right here. So again, money flow fights against you, looking for a lackluster bounce up and a potential rejection. Where are you looking for the rejections? Right here. And we're giving it all away for free on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. If you guys want to check out Lux Algo Premium and you do want a piece of these Lux Algo Smart Trails, you can check the link in the description down below and save some money. They do a full 30-day money-back guarantee, and these Smart Trails are just a tiny piece of what they offer. So, guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. To be quite honest with you, nothing has changed since yesterday. So hopefully we can get a little bit of a move on Bitcoin as my chair sinks down here. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a move on Bitcoin and have a little bit more of exciting price action tomorrow. I forgot who said it, but those Bollinger Bands are tight, nice and tight on Bitcoin. So maybe that does cause, what did I say? Shout out to Tony D said no discount. We don't have a discount, but they do a 30-day money-back guarantee. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for correcting me. No discount on Lux Algo. Sorry. But they do the 30-day money-back guarantee, which is awesome. I wish when I started trading, I wish that a lot of the indicators companies are doing what they do now. I used to have to work extra hours and save up extra money and not eat to get all this stuff. But they just, I don't know. Things are just much better nowadays. But anyway, With all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for sticking around till the end of the stream. Again, hopefully we can get a little bit more of an exciting move tomorrow. But with all that being said, hopefully those tight Bollinger Bands, I forget who said it, but shout out to whoever said it. Hopefully those tight Bollinger Bands give us a move to the upside or the downside. Like I said, I am leaning a little bit more neutral bearish in the immediate term. And then, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But we are trading within that range. So keep an eye on those key levels. And with that being said, let me move this chart that I just shared in the chat. Let me bring this back to Crow, so when you guys look at it, you are looking at the right chart, and it doesn't bring you to some random chart that you don't want to see. Where is it? Is it a KuCoin chart? There we go. Okay, so there you go, guys. With all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Please pray to the crypto gods. Move this thing in one way or another. I don't care which way. I'm in all long, so hopefully it goes up. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working, I'm up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Dude, you gotta do something. You're my cousin. Tosh, come on, dude. It's in the same spot as yesterday. You told me if I won the bet, you would help me not. You told me you would move it, so I wouldn't have a boring live stream. And here we are. It's the same place as yesterday. I thought we were family, dude. You're gonna charge me? Tosh, come on, dude. Come on. You're my cousin. You'll do your best by tomorrow morning. New York Open. Okay. Do your best. Like, is it 50% chance we move? 60% chance we move? You're definitely going to move it? Come on. You're literally Satoshi. Okay. All right. It doesn't have to be huge. Just break it out of the range. Okay. I appreciate you, dude. Yes. Okay. Yes, I will send you as much Aztecian Cactus Moss Water as you want. Okay. All right. Peace out, dude. Oh, please move it. Guys. I didn't say Satoshi. I said it's a joke. It's an inside joke. It's a family thing, guys. That's all I got. I'll see you tomorrow. Perfect. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out.